croeso cynnes I chi gyd I Tata Steel in Port Talbot. Welcome everybody to Tata Steel in Port Talbot. My name is Mia Singleton and I am the Community Liaison Manager for Tata Steel across our sites in Wales. I'd really like to thank you all for coming tonight to celebrate with us the success of the 2015 Beast of Bryn race. Of course, I mean, we are really proud of this race here at Tata Steel, not only because two of our own, Graham and Sean, are key race organisers. They head up the organising committee, but because of the tremendous effect that this race has on the community in Port Talbot and Bryn, the village of Bryn, through its inclusive and philanthropic ethos. So I've got to praise them both, really, and I suppose their ever supportive families for their determination and continued motivation through what can only be described this year as an extraordinary period for press coverage, particularly following the race. Well, I suppose not all of it, to start with, was complimentary. The community, both inside and outside of the steelworks, really got behind Graham and Sean and the race and showed, you know, what this community is all about. I think the two of them and the committee did a fantastic job in capitalising on what could have been a negative story and spinning it to shine a light on all of the positive work that goes behind this race and the thousands of pounds that are put in to local charities because of it. And the community, moreover, that comes together on the 31st of May. So I suppose by remaining positive in the eye of the storm, you were able to raise wider awareness, particularly Anna, through your interview on BBC Radio Wales for Cystic Fibrosis Trust. You were given a prime time slot there with Jason Mohammed, and we couldn't have dreamed of anything better, really. You know, it wouldn't have happened otherwise, would it? So, you know, we should be thankful, I suppose, for these things. The race, however, regardless, is going from strength to strength, and with over 600 runners taking part in it this year, and on the 6.8 and the 15-mile route, and over 150 children involved in the fun run as well. So, and thousands of people altogether coming from the community to enjoy the festivities that the race has to offer. So, like I said, I'm proud to welcome you all to the Steelworks today for such a good reason. I can see, looking out, you know, at you all now, the benefit the race will have. So we're presenting tonight nearly £7,000 to local charities. So that in itself, I think, deserves a round of applause. Without further ado, we're going to move on to our first presentation of the evening. And can I call up Trevor James for the Western Beacons Mountain Rescue? Next, Anna, we have Anna Tobin accepting the cheque on behalf of the Cystic Fibrosis Trust.
I will say a few words, as anybody who knows me knows can't shut me up. So I have a cheque here for 2,300, so thank you very much. Our journey began 15 years ago when, unfortunately, our son Joseph, who's here, was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, a genetic condition affecting his lungs, pancreas, and digestive system. So it was a big shock, as you can imagine, having a 5-week-old child with this condition. We knew nothing about it. And one of our first we decided, really, we're going to fundraise, and one of the first things we done, which is actually the photo was published in the Evening Post last week, was I did the 10k Swansea Bay 10k with Joe in the pram, and we raised funds from that race. And with me was one of my friends, Lisa Hitchens. She used to work for British Steel, actually, at the time. Sadly passed away last week, and that began the journey. Following that, and she helped us with the next venture, which was Sean's run from Swansea to Cardiff, which raised almost £20,000. Next one, Sean skydived Millennium Stadium in Cardiff, and then he also ran in Russia. And behind all of this was John Abbott, who was the financial director of British Steel, Chorus, and helped us enormously. And really, you know, with the Beast of Bryn, who is holding our hand again was Tata Steel. And, you know, people can mock and can criticise the steelworks in this town, but for us, they've been a great friend and continue to be a great friend, and we are really grateful for the help that they've given us as a family, and I will always speak kindly about the company. So thank you very much, and thank you as well for the people who've come here today representing Tata Steel. Thank you very much. Next, if I can call up the representative for Mind in Ethan Talbot. I've got a check here for the Talbot YMCA, Peter Ross.
A community stakeholder in Talbot since 1898, and our mission is to support the community, and we try to do our best to help the community, but we wouldn't be able to help the community without the volunteer participation that we get. So we really credit a lot of the volunteer help we get, and I know the Tata Steel, the race, the British Bryn wouldn't happen without the volunteers and Tata. So thank you very much for all those involved, and very much appreciated. Thank you.
We've got £100 cheque for the Bryn WI, who provided teas and coffees and refreshments on the day of the race.
In where he's dressed.
Bryn Cricket Club. We've got a special challenge. So the Gorilla Fitness Challenge was given to Energy Gym in Port Talbot for the most members taking part, is that correct? For the first 6 across the line. Paul O'Dwyer, is Paul here?
Joe.
Oh yes, sorry, Joe. I'm all right. Okay, so this now, Forces Fitness, Paul Bevan, unfortunately can't be with us tonight, but he was donating to his charity of choice £200 because there was the most entries from a fitness club. Right, Paul, can I ask you back up for the Bryn Residents Action Group, please?
SC Bryn's obviously the host of the Beast, and the Action Group and all the villages are very proud to host this event, and so on behalf of Bryn, thank you very much for this.
The next cheque is for Crack. Roger. Right, I've got a couple of special mentions to make for donations that have already been made, and we don't have representatives here tonight. So Special Families in My Stag, that is a local charity that helps families with children with autism, and they received a donation. Also Kidney Research Wales and the British Heart Foundation. And I'd like to call up Damien David to the stage to say a few words. Damien received a sponsorship from the race committee as part of the fundraising, which enabled him to represent Wales for Deaf Rugby.
I just want to say thank you to Graham and Sean and Christian. I actually played 2 tests in South Africa against the deaf side in Pretoria. Along with that, we played them twice. That was obviously the main highlight for me, beating them twice as well. Then part of our scheme we do is no barriers, which I've got a t-shirt on. No barriers. What that means is deaf children, which we have in Wales in schools, we get together, and we as players and some WIU players as well come along to training sessions. They give them the opportunity, especially deaf children, even children with any disability, to get involved in a sport. I mean, it's
Before I hand over to Graham and Sean to finish up this evening, I just want to extend another thank you to everybody for attending this evening. I hope you get a flavour of how important this race is to the village of Bryn. Not only that it brings tourism and people come and enjoy a nice family day, but also the amount of money that is able to go back into the community through local charities, and it really does make a difference to the community that we work in and live in. So Graham and Sean, I know that you've got a few words to say, so come on up.
It's basically a few thank yous really, because there are people that are in this room and there are people who are not, and without the people who I'm going to mention here now, and there's probably more, it would be just a dream for Sean and I to get this event off the ground. It is a dream to see the amount of people that come to our area to raise this sort of money for charity, and I think we all take it for granted really, you know, what our lives are really like, because there are people out there who've got some awful lives and they rely on this money day in, day out to survive, and they rely on it to help entertain other people, help raise more money for charity. You've got Roger Evans from Crack there, they're struggling at the minute. They put a Christmas cracker on, this money goes to put the Christmas cracker on. That there are some children in the village with him who don't have a lot and rely on Christmas crackers and other events. So there's a few thank yous I'd like to say. The first one is to Tata Steel, obviously. Without Tata Steel, this event would not survive. It would not have got off the ground. And I can't thank you enough for supporting us. Nia and the comms team for helping us out, promoting everything. A big one again is Harsco. We've got Claire and Christian here. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. It was our goal when we started this event that there'd be no segregation between Tata employees and contractors, because we rely on each other to make a ton of steel. And the Beast of Bryn and Richard Burton has no segregation. Whatever we get as Tata, so a contractor will get. So that was the main thing. And thank you again for all your help. There's a company out there, Runtech, you've all seen the vans floating about the works. They provide us with a van on the day and a 4x4. There's a lady there called Janine Crow. She can't make it this evening, but a big thank you from us to Janine and the company for supporting us. Another one again is Tanner Gross Bakeries. They provide us with food on the day. They not only provide us with food for the Beast, they provide us with food for the Burton, and any event that we've got in the village, they're absolutely superb and they support us all the way. So it's a big thank you to them. There's companies like IFGL, who are a refractory company, who support us. They give donations to charities, which again is superb. The council and our councillors, again the council is struggling financially like other councils. They always come up on the day, they always come up trumps on the day and help us out. Dave Rees, I know he can't make it today, but Dave Rees, he always supports our events there, and I can't thank him enough. We've got Mr. Kinnock as well, who comes to our events. He actually runs the races. He must be a glutton for punishment because he does it every year, so I don't know what he's getting out of it, I don't know. Skelton and Thomas. Skelton and Thomas, they're a sign company, they've helped us out. Chris Mellows is here from Zulu Engineering. He donated money to cystic fibrosis and also money to other charities. So thanks very much, Chris. There are also people here. We've got people like Martin Ruck who can't make it, he's working today. We've got Tim Andrew, who turns up every day. The first couple of years we relied on Tim to flip burgers, and then we realised then that if the burgers weren't cooked, we'd end up in jail. So we then got a company in to do it.
I'm still here though.
Yeah, you said half a population here. Nick Leland, who comes and supports us every year. The first time he came, in all fairness to Nick, I think he was the only one there from Tata, and he gave up his Sunday to help us out. Peter Ross and the boys again from OIM, they help us out with the marshalling. I got people like Neve and Clive, who are push bikers. We got Jamie O'Keefe, who plays a band there. There's a guy here called Dave Locke, in the corner by there, boys. Dave Locke. It's the first time he's attended this event. Dave Locke is a jewel. He designs all our t-shirts, he designs our posters and any of our flyers. He's the quiet man behind the scene. But I can tell you something now, Dave Locke helped us kick this off the ground, and we can't thank Dave Locke enough. If you could give Dave a round of applause. There are mountain bikers on the route, they can't make it tonight. It's Jamie and Jason. We got the WI, I know we donated money to them, but them ladies work really hard. Martin Brunnock, he turns up, gives his all whenever he can. Frank and your family came this year, and we can't thank you enough, Frank, for coming with your family. Tor Farquhar, I think he was dragged into it when we won the European Award because the challenge was thrown down. I think he thought he got away with it, but unfortunately the camera had it. So he was committed. And of course, our committee, who the majority of them sit in there, if you could give the committee a round of applause. Call on Stuart Wilkie to come up and get a Beast of Britain t-shirt. It's Armani made, so...
Can I thank Graham and Sean? I think I'd only been here a few weeks and I visited the steel plant, and I had this gracious invitation, would I like to run in the Beast of Bryn? Well, I'm certainly not a runner, and I went back, but I put it in the diary. I went back to the office, and my PA asked her, I said, because I know she's a runner, I said, Bryn, where's Bryn? And she went, up there. I thought, I have a plan. What I'll do is I will book a holiday, and I did. I went straight out and I booked a holiday for the week that the race was actually run. So there I was lying in a beach in Jordan beside the Dead Sea on a Sunday morning, and I opened up the BBC Wales website, and of course the first thing I see is children missing. So I thought, you can't get away from this company no matter where you go. Again though, can I on behalf of Tata Steel say how important these events are for this organisation? In terms of it, you've donated £7,000, not just this time, but in the efforts that you have made over the years. I appreciate how difficult it is for charities and organisations in this day and age to get money. Everybody is pressed for cash, and it's very, very difficult. But without the efforts of guys like yourselves and organisations like yourself, these things don't happen. So I'm really, really thankful that you've done that.
Thank you everybody for coming, and thank you Stuart. We just put you on the spot there a bit, but now you've signed up, so you have to run it next year. So thank you everybody, have a lovely rest of the evening. Just all please make a date note in your diary, 1st of November, the Richard Burton 10k. So online entries is open now, so if you want to enter, or there'll be bands and food and drink in the rugby club afterwards. So thank you very much everybody for attending. Thank you.